Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome once again, as always, to another helping of Mr. H's Hot Pot. You join me today round about 1 o'clock Florida time, and it's the full heat of the day over here, Hot Potters, and that's why I'm sporting this rather natty headgear, trying to keep myself cool. I've been running it under a cold water tap and sticking it on my head and around my shoulders to try and keep cool, as well as having the obligatory cold beverages. Try and stay hydrated. You've got to stay hydrated in the levels of heat that Florida is experiencing at this moment in time. I think they've had something like 58 days of unbroken sunshine and temperature going above 100 degrees, so it's pretty hot here, I can tell you. Yesterday we saw a number of people keel over with the heat, and the ambulance crews had to get in and get them on stretchers and get them rehydrated and obviously take them off for medical attention. So it can get pretty serious, you know. Although you're in a fun place, you do have to have your wits about you and, like I say, stay hydrated. Unfortunately, going back to prices, the prices of drinks is just ridiculous. If you want a bottle of water, it's like $5, $6 that way up, and it's not on really. What we tend to do, Hot Potters, is buy one of these refillable mugs you can get in the hotels, and then you can fill up all day as much as you want. You know, if you want to sit there and drink it all day, good luck to you. I'll just let another one of these golf carts go past. These staff are flitting about all day, backwards and forwards, laundry, gardening, all that kind of thing, and hats off to them. They're working in the full Florida heat. I wouldn't like to be working in this. You know, I've worked in some warm sunshine back in the days of the building trade, but never anything of this magnitude. Anyway, yeah, you've got to stay hydrated, and the prices are so expensive, it's very hard to do it. So like I say, what we do, we get one of these refillable mugs and we fill it up at the drink stations. And if you spot certain restaurants and you scout them out, they have soda fountains in there, and you're not supposed to do it, Hot Potters, but you can go and refill in there. What you're supposed to do, you're supposed to buy a drink from the restaurant, and then you can go back as many times and refill it. Some let you do it, some don't. You've got to do your own work, and that's what we've been doing. We've been taking those, and then usually whoever's cleaning up the drink station, you know, because people spill and drop ice and things like that, when the back's turned, you go in with your own cup and fill it. That's the old trick, although many of them now don't seem to be bothered. Excuse me, just swallowed a fly there. Anyway, we was up early this morning and we was in Animal Kingdom. That's where we've been. I've been a bit of an early riser, Hot Potters, on this holiday in many ways. I'll leave you to work that one out for yourselves. Big thank you to everybody who commented on my last video and saying that the unfortunate incident that we'd had in Epcot, where that miserable ride operator, or cast member as the Disney Corporation like to call them, shouting at my son, they would have dealt with it either the same way or probably a little bit different in some respects, you know, because one of you did point out that I do need to bear some responsibility for my son climbing on the seat, which I do, but pretty much he was all stating I'd handled it the right way, and I'm glad to see that and know that I have handled it the right way. Just to add a little bit of balance to what happened on that day, yesterday we went to Hollywood Studios and went and had a picture taken on the main street leading into the park. And in the background there, you can see a replica of the Chinese theatre, which is in Hollywood. And the guy there who was taking the photographs, he deserves a gold medal. You know, he's in the full Florida heat, stood there in no shade whatsoever, and he was cracking jokes, he was geeing you up for a photo shoot, getting you laughing, and he was just a pleasure to be around. His name's Willie, and like I said, the guy deserves his money. He deserves a raise. I don't know about whatever wage he's on, but he certainly deserves his wages. And it just goes to show you that not all Disney cast members are miserable. There goes another one of those carts. Now, one of you out there have said that you wouldn't take your children to Disney full stop. Now, that's your choice. That's your choice. many people are worried about the type of people that Disney attracts. And I'm talking about predators with children. I don't want to go too deep into it. We know what we're talking about here. And it is true that a number of employees have been done and have been arrested and charged with offences relating to children. Sadly, child predators will always make towards things where children are going to be. And that's what's happened with Disney on a number of occasions. In fairness to Disney, they don't do what the BBC or the Vatican do and try and brush it under the carpet and pretend it's not happened. What they do, they basically throw the person under the bus and they let the media tell the story, because the way they look at it is they are seen to be dealing with it. And I think that's the best way. Obviously, the onus is always on myself, Mrs H, to look after our son's welfare. And most parents should be doing that, you know. You should always do that, look out for your kids. And I trust no one. I'm from a place called Ince in Wigan, and that's the Ince motto, trust no one. So basically, I've got an head start on that. But thank you to everybody out there for your concerns on that, especially Gwyn T, who mentioned keep your eye on your son. Wherever you are, Gwyn, you've got to keep your eye out for your kids. That's just the way it is. Now, I went out to Animal Kingdom this morning, which is not Mr H's favourite park. It's very hot in that park, but I managed to enjoy it. Now, Mrs H and little Toby James are in the hotel next door. They've gone over there and invaded that hotel, and they're using their facilities over there. There's like 3 hotels within a cluster here, and you can basically go in and out of them and use the facilities. So it's nice to see the theming in other hotels, and we will do that. Today we're going to be picking a car up which will get us off Disney property and get us out of the Disney bubble for a bit, and we're going to be going later on this evening for a proper evening meal at one of the buffet restaurants. I would like to show you some of the offerings there, but as I've stated, I don't like filming inside restaurants purely because there's other people in there dining and I wouldn't like it. But we'll see, who knows, maybe we'll get a bit of a footage, maybe not. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this vlog up today. I'm going to keep it short because it is hot and I'm wanting to go and refill my beverage. So, until the next time, from myself, Mr H, here in a warm, sunny Florida, it is bye-bye for now.